Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So in today's pick a card reading, we are going to be finding out whether you will end up together in a committed relationship with your person of interest. I do just want to clarify before we get into the reading that whatever outcome we see in today's reading, this is by no means absolutely set in stone. What we are going to be doing is taking a look at the current energies that exist between you and your person in this connection and look at the likely progression of things based on the current energies. So I just wanted to make that clarification, and let's get into the reading selection. So there are 3 groups to choose from today. In each group, we're going to be using a different tarot deck, and there's also a different cat on top of each to help you pick. And I'm going to be showing you guys a different major arcana from each deck. So when you are choosing your group, you could be drawn to the cat, you could be drawn to this back artwork of the decks, you could be drawn to the front artwork, or the specific card that comes up for your group. So there's a few different factors to help you pick, but without further ado, let's get a close-up look at each of your options. For my group number 1s, you have this yellow striped cat, and we're going to be using the New Moon Tarot, and your major arcana is the Sun. For my group number 2s, we have this gray striped cat, and we're going to be using the Tarot of the Pagan cats, and your major arcana is the Chariot. And for my group number 3s, we have this white spotted cat, and we're going to be using the Illusori Tarot, and your major arcana is the Empress. Okay, so just in case you need a bit more time to pick, these are all of your options laid out side by side so that you can compare them and see which one is calling to you the most. As always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the yellow cat and the New Moon Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So here is the breakdown of the reading that we're gonna be doing today. We have the reading here on YouTube as well as an extended. Here on YouTube, we are going to start by seeing the highest potential of your connection with your person. Then we're going to look at the current energies. This will include your current energy and your person's current energy, and of course the energy that exists between the two of you. And we're going to look both at the things that you do show to each other in the connection as well as the things that you don't show to each other so that we can get a full picture of what's going on between you. And then finally, we are going to look at the future energies. This will be like a chronological order of events that are going to happen from now into the future, and we'll find out if you will ultimately end up together with your person. So that's the reading here on YouTube. Then in the extended, what we cover in the extended is going to depend on the answer that we get here. So if we do see that it's likely you will get together with your person, then we are going to see, can you speed up or facilitate this outcome? And if so, how? We're going to see what your union will be like, what it's going to be like when you're in that relationship with them. And then finally, we're going to see significant timeframes and places pertaining to your connection. If we see that it's not likely you will end up with your person, then we're going to see whether it's possible for you to change this outcome, and if so, how. We are going to see what's next for you, so if there's potentially any new love interest coming into your life, and then same as the other one, any significant time frames or places in your journey. I feel like it just suddenly got really dark. I wonder if the sun is hiding. Probably. Okay, so that is the reading that we're going to be doing today. Thank you so much for being here. I think I'm going to turn on another light. I don't really like using the ring light because it makes glare on the table, but the sun does not want to be out right now, so we're just going to have to do our best. Okay, so, and didn't you guys, yeah, you had the sun as the card in the intro. That's funny. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to see is the highest potential of your connection with you and your person. So for For your tarot card, we have the sun again. So this is like the third mention of the sun so far. It would be cool if like you and your person had the same sun sign, or maybe you have Leo placements, or your sun signs are compatible or something like that. That's so funny. And then we have, I forget if I said this, but we have the keyword life force. This is definitely giving power couple vibes. And also that both of you are extremely kind and generous. And I think both of you have a sort of ray of sunshine aspect to your personality. You are very well liked and very well loved. So when you come together, 333 as I'm saying this, when you come together, that is really just multiplied. I see you and your person in your highest potential, having a large group of friends. This could be like a chosen family. And okay, this is really specific. I see you and your chosen family spending holidays together or frequently celebrating together, or you just get together a lot and everybody is always so, oh, there the sun is coming out again. Everybody is always so happy to know that you and your person are going to be there. If they hear that you and your person are showing up to the function, they know that it's going to be a good time. I think you guys are just very fun to be around, and I think people just immediately feel at ease around you. This is probably how you feel with each other as well. Something I often see with the sun when it comes to a relationship is that you feel completely safe to let out your goofy side and, you know, make your bad puns, expose your cringy sense of humor. Like, you just feel free to let all of that out because you know that you're not going to be judged and they are going to match your goofy energy. So I think that you and your person will have a lot of fun together, a lot of laughs together. And this is so beautiful because it makes joyful moments doubled and it makes difficult moments halved. So even in the hardest of times, when you're together, you and your person will find some way to make the situation lighter, or always find some way to laugh at the end of the day, even if you're going through something really tough, even if you're going through bullshit, like you'll find a way to laugh about it together and to make the situation seem less dark and less heavy. There's a feeling of openness with the sun as well, because it's this big ball of light that shines on everything and exposes everything. So I really feel that there's no secrets between the two of you. You don't hide anything from each other. You can be very open and vulnerable. You may even do things like share your passwords with each other. I'm not saying you have to do that, obviously, but I think it's just like I don't care, I'll tell you anything, I don't have anything to hide from you kind of thing. Yeah, I don't think you would ever use each other's password, just that you would be comfortable with them knowing it. I think it's more something like that. Both of you could be quite creative, or you could bring out a creative energy in each other. And there's something as well about your successes being multiplied too. So you could be a great source of encouragement for each other and a great source of support for each other when you hit big goals or hit big milestones in your life. So maybe one of you or both of you undertakes a huge project that is very time consuming, very difficult. You kind of go crazy when you're in the process of doing it. I remember reading a book recently, and in the foreword, the author was saying that they kind of went crazy in the process of writing the book because it was just so much research and so much editing, and, you know, just kind of, it's a lot. It's a lot to undertake a big project like that. And I can see you providing that kind of support to each other so that you're able to do those big things in your life. And there's this feeling of, I really wouldn't have been able to do that without you. You were such a rock for me. When I didn't believe in myself, you were such a light in my life. You brought me so much encouragement. You reminded me to believe in myself. That's definitely the influence you have on each other. Always reminding each other that you're amazing and to believe in yourself and to step out into the world with confidence. I also think that in your highest potential, you would give each other a lot of freedom. So not that you need to be given freedom from each other, but I think what I mean by that is there's no sense of possessiveness. There's no sense of controlling each other. Like, go do what you want, like hang out with who you want, wear what you want. I trust you. Like I trust that whatever you do, you're going to respect me and respect the relationship. Like I'm not worried about that. So I trust you to just fly and be free. It's like that kind of vibe. And I just think you have a beautiful friendship. So let's take a look at a couple of oracle cards too. We have explore, experience, adventure, wander, and journey. So the two of you in your highest potential could literally, I honestly cannot think of an interpretation of this other than the literal one, which is that you're seeing the world together. I think you bring out a spirit of adventure and spontaneity in each other and a zest for life and just wanting to see as much of the world as you can. Even if this is not literally traveling around the world, it could just be going to new places together. So for example, when you have a date night, maybe instead of going to the same place every time, which there's nothing wrong with that, we love a creature of habit, but like you just might bring out that little let's spice it up energy from each other. And so maybe you go to a different place every time. And you could try new hobbies together, try new activities together, maybe go to classes together, take up a new skill together. It's that kind of vibe. And then we also have guidance, wisdom, learning, and new information. So this gives a feeling of both of you really being each other's teachers and guides in this lifetime. And I feel like that's kind of it. I think you'll learn a lot about yourself, especially a lot about your strengths and your good qualities that maybe you struggle to see on your own. You really shine a light on each other's best qualities in this connection. Okay, so that is the highest potential of your connection. This is an energy that you can very potentially reach with your person. So with that being said, we are going to get into the tarot that you chose now and see what the current energies are between the two of you. I have a taste right now as if I'm eating some kind of fruity candy. I wonder if this could be like their favorite candy or something that they give you. You might receive a souvenir from this person, like a little snack or a little sweet as a souvenir. Like they went on a trip and they gave this to you. That's really specific, but I just wanted to mention that. If I try to think of what it looks like, I think it would be red. It tastes like it would be red. Yeah. Okay, what are the current energies in group number one's connection? Starting with the energy between the two of you, we have the Page of Swords. What is the energy that you show in this connection? The Hermit. And what is the energy that you don't show? The Three of Wands. Okay, what is the energy that your person shows? The Five of Cups. And what is the energy that your person doesn't show? The Eight of Swords. Okay. This makes a lot of sense. So we're going to start with this card in the middle, the Page of Swords. And I'm also noticing, so this is your person's side, right? The way this deer is sleeping, it looks like they're facing you. And then, okay, let me explain this better. For anything facing this way, I feel like it's an energy that's going from your person to you. And for anything that's facing this way, I feel like it's energy that's going from you to your person. So I feel like this deer represents your person because it's them facing you. I hope that that made more sense. I think that in the current energies, there's something that your person wants to say to you. It could be a specific thing they want to say to you, or they just wish they could talk to you more about a certain thing. But the way this deer is sleeping, it looks like they're kind of like sleeping on it, so to speak. There's something they want to say to you or they want to talk to you about, but they're not doing it. In terms of the energy that they show you, we have the 5 of Cups. And the funny thing is, they are showing this, but I don't think they know that they're showing it. It may be something that they try to hide from you currently, but you see it quite well. This 5 of Cups feels a little bit different to me than other decks, because instead of seeing the cups spilling out, we see them cracking. And it's the bottom ones that are cracking. So it looks like they are cracking under the weight, under the pressure. I think the energy that your person is currently in, they are probably going through it. I think life is a lot for them right now. They could be overwhelmed with responsibilities, have a lot on their plate. The fact that these are cups, which has to do with the heart and the emotions, they could be under a lot of pressure to perform emotional labor right now, but also have a lot of other things going on. It's like they're busy with work or school, or they're busy with work and school. Maybe they have multiple things going. And then on top of that, they have to like take care of their family, or maybe there's even someone in their working or studying environment who's kind of emotionally unpredictable. And so they have to always be gauging their vibe. It feels like they're physically drained from like working, but also kind of feels like they're emotionally drained. And I have to say, this has absolutely nothing to do with you. I think you know that, but just in case you were wondering, it has nothing to do with you. In fact, they have thought about opening up more about this to you. Like they want to lean on you, or they want to ask your advice, but they're holding back for some reason. It could be because they don't want to burden you, or it could be because they want to be perceived as strong in general, or they want to be perceived as strong towards you. But like I said before, I think that you've already kind of caught on to this. Perhaps you can read them very well, or it's just kind of obvious from the things that they say. I'm imagining a conversation where they're saying like they have to work, they have a 12-hour shift, and then they have to go home and work on an essay that they're writing, and then they have to take care of their grandparents, and it's like, all this stuff that they have to do. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, that must be really tough. And they're like, oh no, it's fine, I can handle it. So it's like they're trying not to show that they're cracking, but I think you can tell. And I think maybe this snake is representing you. So you might find little ways to care for them or offer them support because you know that they need it, and you know that deep down they want and need this support. So you find little extra ways to I'm thinking of a snake just like slipping in and taking care of them. Maybe you'll buy them a coffee, or buy them something to eat or drink, or leave something on their desk, which could be literal or just kind of a metaphor for how you just drop little things to make sure that they're taken care of. Yeah, because you can tell. I think that you are definitely wanting things to grow and expand and progress with this person, and that might be something that you don't show. And if anything, well, obviously you'll know this better than me, but I would guess that perhaps you are not letting it show because you know that they have a lot going on right now, and you don't want to add on to that like another thing to think about. Like, damn, you have this and all of these things going on and you're so stressed out. That's crazy. So anyway, what are we? Like, I think you're wanting to wait until things calm down. Or it could also be that you're not sure how they would respond, but there's definitely a feeling of wanting to put yourself out there and make that offer. And I do think the fact that this is coming up on your side, you likely have no problem being the one to initiate this. You're maybe just waiting for it to be the right time, or waiting to get a bit more cues from them that they're ready to talk about this. But yeah, it seems like if you needed to make the first move and initiate, you would do that. And I think with the Hermit here, this is Virgo energy, and it's kind of making me think of the Eight of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, because those are both Virgo cards, and they very much have their own things going. And the Hermit does as well. The Hermit does their own thing. The Hermit generates their own light and generates their own joy. I think that my group number ones, you have a high level of independence and self-sufficiency. And I think that you are not dwelling too much on this connection. It seems like you have your own things going, and you have your own fulfilling life, and you're keeping yourself busy and things like that. And that's definitely something that comes across to them. I think this person has a lot of admiration for you. They may wonder about, it's crazy. I feel like they're objectively taking on a lot, but for some reason they feel like if they were to say, I'm really tired, I'm really stressed out, this is too much, like I don't want to be doing all this, they think that maybe you or someone else would be like, really, you can't handle this? And maybe that's something that they don't show. They have, I guess you could call it a limiting belief or an insecurity of needing to not only do more and more and more, but to make it look easy, or to not struggle with it, or to not get tired. Yeah, so that's what I see for the current energies. So let's look into the future. What is in the future of this connection? We have the Seven of Swords. What is in the future of this connection? Judgment. The Moon. The Four of Swords, okay. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay, and then I want to also show the bottom of the deck energy. I feel like it could be significant. We have the Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so there's a couple different things that I am gleaning from the Seven of Swords. The first thing that came through is that somebody is doubting their intuition. So, and this could be both of you, but it's the energy of someone who wants to say something, who wants to confess their feelings and initiate the next step of this relationship. And the way I'm just looking at the direction of these snakes, it's literally like they're going back and forth. I'm going to tell them, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to tell them, I'm not going to tell them. They love me not. Should I do it? Nah, like it's giving that kind of vibe. Someone is doubting their intuition. And then I was also thinking about this snake and how it represented you kind of sneaking in to do little things to help this person, to lighten their load or to uplift them. And I feel like, and this is totally not the meaning of the Seven of Swords, it's just something that I'm seeing from these snakes, 2 as I'm saying this, so that's a confirmation literally of the message I'm about to say, is that they're going to start reciprocating those little acts towards you. So 2, the number of reciprocity, duality, I feel like it totally confirms that. They're going to start doing those little things back to you. And I feel like this, at first, this is kind of how you communicate those hints of how deeply you care for each other and that you're wanting something more. So, you know, I use that example, I think, of leaving, I forget what I said, leaving something on each other's desk. Like maybe you get a bubble tea and you leave it on their desk, or you leave snacks on their desk. And maybe it starts like that. And then you start putting a little note with the bubble tea. Just an example, right? But you start doing a little bit more and more. Just these little things in your day-to-day to show you care. And I want to just emphasize that day-to-day thing, because that could be a hint for some of you. Maybe you already know, like, yeah, I see this person on a daily basis. That makes sense. If you don't, I feel like there's a hint in there that in the near future, you are going to start seeing them on a daily basis or communicating with them on a daily basis and doing more of these little acts of kindness towards each other. And it's so sweet because they're small things, but because you care about each other so much, just receiving that little act from each other is enough to brighten your whole day. Like it's just very sweet and beautiful. And then we have judgment, which definitely feels like a culmination. So, and I feel like those little acts that you do for each other is ultimately what is going to snap someone out of their doubtful mindset. Because it is important to note that the original meaning of the Seven of Swords is deception or not seeing the full truth of something. So whoever is doubting this connection is not seeing the full truth. They're seeing they have a distorted perception, I should say. And so if you just continue to show up for each other with these little acts of warmth and kindness and support towards each other, that's going to help someone snap out of their doubtful mindset. And so we can interpret the Seven of Swords followed by judgment as like, I'm back and forth. I don't know if I should say something. Do they like me? Maybe they don't. Do they want something more? Maybe they don't. And then receiving, that's confirmation too, receiving enough positive evidence to inform you that yes, the feelings are mutual and yes, I should say something. You are actually receiving proof of that in your day-to-day, and it will come a point where you receive enough that you feel comfortable to say something. And judgment definitely feels like the moment of truth, the moment where something's being exposed. I was even thinking this looks like the sun yet again, the moment of something being exposed, the moment of something coming to the light. And there's a feeling of trying again. So maybe you tried to confess your feelings to this person before and then it didn't work out. Or maybe they tried and it just didn't work out. There's a feeling of like, let's try this again. And then, yeah, and I wonder, it could very well be you, because you have this Aries energy, which is like, you're being the leader, you're being bold, you're making the first move. We'll have to see that. But one of you is going to say something. And then we have the moon, and I kind of had some suspicion about what the moon means. And then when the Four of Swords came out, that really confirmed it for me. I feel like let's say you're confessing your feelings to this person. I feel like they're not going to respond right away. The moon gave me the feeling of sleeping on something and like taking time to process the information. Okay, with the phone going off, I'm just thinking this could be something like you confessing your feelings over text or over the phone and them wanting to see you in person to talk about it more. There's something about it not being the right time, or, okay, wait, this is actually a really nice message. There's something about it not being the right time. And what you need to know about that is that the fact that it's not the right time doesn't change the outcome. You know, because at the beginning of the reading, we saw you thinking, I want to confess my feelings to them, but I'm worried that it's not the right time. But even if you did confess your feelings at the wrong time, so to speak, that's not going to change how they feel. So it's like, ultimately the outcome is, if you're like, will you be my significant other? Either they're going to say yes, or they're going to say, can we talk about this tomorrow? And then the next day they're going to say yes. So it's like, whenever you say this, the outcome is going to be the same, you know? I feel like even if you told them right now, they might say like they have a lot going on, but eventually they want to move in that direction too. So yeah, this looks like someone, and Four of Swords very often has a sleeping person on it. So it literally seems like someone's sleeping on things. And then we have the Page of Pentacles, which is finally things materializing. So this is a yes. When we're asking, will you end up together? This is a yes. What I will say about the Page of Pentacles is that it seems like taking it slow or starting small. So here's an example. Let's say you and your person are friends, and then you confess your feelings to them and you say, I want to be in a romantic relationship with you. This might look like them saying, okay, then let's try going on a date, or let's try going on a couple of dates together and see how we feel. So it's kind of like not immediately the full package of, yes, let's do it, let's get into a committed relationship, but I hear you and I feel the same way and I want to try. I want to take a baby step forward and see how it feels. And I'm just thinking of deers, how deer are kind of jumpy and cautious. So it kind of makes sense. They might have a bit of a timid energy at first when it comes to moving forward romantically. However, it's important to note with the Page of Pentacles that they are actively demonstrating the desire to move forward. They're not just saying that they want to, they're not just thinking about it, they're actively showing you that they mean what they say and that this is steadily moving forward. So that's important to remember. And then we had the Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So I definitely think that you're kind of going to be in communication all the time. I don't really see any periods in the future of like long breaks of communication. Even if, like, let's say you confess to them and they're like, let's just say for whatever reason, they're like, can we talk about this next week? They're going to keep talking to you throughout that week, you know? And then it's not like, I need some time to myself. It feels like you're always going to be in that communication. And I also think that things are going to move smoothly between the two of you, and they probably are going to end up moving quickly. So they're probably going to say at first, I want to take things slow. But once you get going and it just feels so comfortable, things start moving faster. Yeah, that's it. That's the message. So this was such a sweet energy, group number one. After I sat with the energy a bit more, it does kind of seem like you would be the one to confess your feelings to them or make the first move to move forward. It could be the other way around if you can envision a scenario where they would confess to you and you would need a bit of time to think about it, or you would want a bit of time to respond. If you can envision a situation like that, it could be the other way around where they're initiating. But that is what I see unfolding. So we are going to take it to the extended reading now. And because we saw that, yes, it is likely that you will end up together, we are going to see if it is possible for you to speed up this outcome or to facilitate this outcome in any way. And if so, what is your advice for that? We're going to see what it will be like once you are together. What's your relationship going to be like? And finally, significant timeframes and places pertaining to your connection. So if that sounds good to you and you would like to join me in the extended, I'm going to have that link down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment of this video. However, if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings, just like this one. And you can also decide on topics for future readings. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release link down below. And finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to your higher self, to your person, to their higher self, and to your spirit guides. I just saw 3333, which I think we saw 333 before, so that seems to be your number. Your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi number twos. So if you guys chose the gray cat and the tarot of the pagan cats, this is going to be your reading. So here is the full breakdown of the reading that we're going to be doing today. We have the reading on YouTube as well as an extended. Here on YouTube, we are going to start by seeing the highest potential of this connection between you and your person. Then we are going to get into the current energies. We're going to look at your current energy, your person's current energy, and of course, the energy between the two of you. And we're going to look at both what you do show to each other and what you don't show to each other, so that we can get a full picture of what is really going on between the two of you. And then finally, we're going to look into the future energy. So this will be like a timeline of the future events that are unfolding from now onwards into the future, and we will find out if ultimately you will end up with your person. So for the extended reading, what we cover here, it's going to depend on the outcome that we see here on YouTube. So if we do see that you are likely to end up with your person, then in the extended, we're going to see if there's anything you could do to speed up or facilitate this outcome, and if so, what is your advice to do that? We're going to see what it will be like when you are together in a relationship with your person, and we're going to see significant time frames and places pertaining to your connection. If here on YouTube we see that it's not likely you will end up with this person, then we're going to see if there's any way you can change this outcome, and if so, what is the advice for you to do that? We will see what is next for you. So maybe there's going to be some new developments, some new offers coming in, and then same thing as before, significant time frames and significant places to be aware of on your journey. So that's the reading that we're going to be doing today. Thank you so much for being here, and let's get into it. The first thing we want to see is the highest potential of your connection. So for your tarot card, we have the Three of Fire. This is the Three of Wands. And we have the keyword spontaneous combustion. What I do remember from this guidebook in particular is that these women on the card are freedom fighters. So they came together to fight for their rights and for the rights of the collective. So that could be something that you literally do with your person, or in a more symbolic way, you are coming together to fight for a common goal, or you are coming together to serve the collective. I kind of get the sense that as light workers, so you and your person could resonate with that role. I mean, we all do light work here on earth, but that might be a role that you think about a lot and that you take quite seriously. And there could be something about you and your person having similar journeys as light workers. And even some of you, your light work roles might kind of come together or intertwine in some way. I feel like that's just for some of you, but I definitely think that you have similar strengths. You have similar visions for the future and the type of world that you want to live in, the type of world that you want to leave behind for the next generations. And I think you're both very passionate people. You could both be outspoken or just strongly opinionated, but I feel like you agree on a lot of things. I think you have in your highest potential this energy that is very mutually supportive, and mutually uplifting. I think you both see each other's highest potential, and so you kind of hold each other accountable to become the best version of yourself. So while you do provide this kind of warm encouragement and uplifting to each other, I think in your highest potential, you're also not afraid to call each other out. If you feel like maybe what you're doing or saying right now is out of alignment with your highest path, or maybe you could be doing more to reach your full potential, you sort of keep each other accountable to follow through and really become your best version. And I also get the sense that both of you are quite ambitious. I think both of you set yourself to high standards, and just being together would provide a really great support for each other. I think there would be a lot of honesty and no filter energy in this connection. You just, whatever you are feeling, whatever you are experiencing, you can tell it to each other straight without worrying about how it might come across, or, there's just no judgment. You can be completely honest and open. And I do think that you challenge each other to come out of your comfort zones more and to seek out new experiences. Something really sweet that is coming through is that as each of you moves through your life, you're sort of looking out. You're not only looking out for opportunities for yourself and things that could help you, but for opportunities that could help the other person. So you're always kind of moving through the world is there anything here that could maybe help my person that I want to tell them about? Or maybe they would like this thing. I'm going to give this to them. You're kind of always on each other's minds, and you're always conscious of how you could help the other move forward or improve each other's life. There's this feeling of always just fiercely is the word that's coming through. Fiercely looking out for each other, protecting each other, having each other's best interests at heart. It's beautiful. I also think that in your highest potential, there would be a pretty big change in your lifestyles. So maybe there's a timeline where you just end up in a very different situation with them. That's kind of a vague message, but I don't know, maybe you end up living in a completely different place and doing completely different things with completely different people around you. Sort of going through that total reinvention. I think your highest timeline does involve something like that with this person. Interesting. So let's look at some oracle cards. We have manifestation, magic, believe, and faith. Unicorns, as you might know, they always make me think of embracing what makes you unique, embracing your eccentricities, your quirks, because those are ultimately your strengths. Those ultimately inform you of how you were meant to change the world and how you were really meant to stand out and make your mark. So I think you encourage each other to embrace what makes you different and actively remind each other that that is your strength and that that's what makes you beautiful. It's almost, I'm hearing you don't let each other fall into insecurity because you're giving that constant reinforcement and reassurance and that constant encouragement. There could also be, because we have the number 3, which does give manifestation vibes, something about you coming together that strengthens your manifestation abilities, or you are helping each other to manifest your dreams and desires. Yeah, and then we have individuality, which makes so much sense. It's you are unique. Both unicorns and snowflakes are unique. So you really instill in each other this truth of you are unique and you are perfect just the way you are, and don't do anything to try to change yourself. Really let what makes you different shine. There could, maybe this is just for some of you, but there could be something about the nature of your relationship that is unconventional, that you don't really do your relationship in a traditional way. But yes, I think that is everything, all the messages for your highest potential. So let's get into the tarot now. We're going to start with the current energies. I haven't used this deck in a while, but she shuffles really nicely. And something about this is making me think of when the bills come out of an ATM. I know decks always look and sound like this, but it's making me think of like that sound that when the bills come out. What is the current energy between you and your person? Oh, look at this. We have the Ace of Cups. This could be, I wonder if for some of you this is a new person in your life, or if you've just kind of developed feelings for them recently. You could actually, if it's not that this is a new connection or new feelings, you could you're both in a really good place when it comes to this connection. You both make each other happy. There's deep feelings there on both ends. So this ace could be, aces make me think of firsts because it's the one. So it could be like, I've never felt this way before. This is the first time I've ever felt this way about someone, or the first time in a long time that I have felt this way. It's clear how much you genuinely care about each other, and I think the biggest wish that you have for each other is that you will always prioritize taking care of yourself and prioritize your own boundaries. That might be even something that you vocalize to each other. Like, I don't know, if you needed help from them, you might say, please don't offer this help unless you are in a place to do this right now. Like, I don't want to overstep your boundary or anything like that. Or like, I want to make sure this is not too much for you. Please take care of yourself. I feel like you're both quite considerate like that. And I would say things seem to be pretty peaceful between the two of you right now if you have this Ace of Cups. Almost to the point that I would say if your relationship is chaotic or turbulent right now, this is probably not your reading. Because the Ace of Cups is just very much like inner peace, emotional fulfillment. It's like things are going well, you're happy. And this card represents the current energy between the two of you. So what about your energy? What is the energy that you show in this connection? What's the energy that you show to your person? We have the Hanged Man, and it's very interesting that when this came out, the individuality card was flipped upside down. So there may be something about you that is different or unique. You might find it to be weird, or you might perceive it as a flaw that you have, because there's something about your uniqueness that I think you're not showing to this person. But I think they can tell that you're holding back. They might not know exactly what it is that you're holding back on, but they can tell that there's like a shift in your behavior or a shift in your mannerisms. Yeah, so it's kind of like what you are holding back is not known to them, but just the fact that you're holding something in that is known to them. They can tell. So what are you not showing? The Six of Wands. Okay, group number 2, I feel like this might be a little bit off topic, or maybe it's not, I don't know. But I feel like you are destined, or you have the potential to be quite a celebrated individual in this lifetime, to have some kind of significant victory or significant accomplishment and gain a lot of recognition for it. to have, you know, to have admirers, to have followers, to be celebrated like that. And I think it's the very traits that you might hide away right now that are going to make you so endearing and attractive and impressive to others. What I think is so interesting, if we look at these two cards, on the Hanged Man, this is the energy that makes me think of someone holding back. And it feels like stalling, the Hanged Man, because it's inevitable. Someday you're going to have to let this side of you come out, or someday you're going to have to say what's on your mind. The same way, someday this cat's going to have to come down. It may be stalling because it's scared or doesn't know how to get down, but it's going to have to come down at some point. And then, so the image, we have this cat up here that has to come down. And then in the Six of Wands, we see a cat that has jumped down. So what you're not showing is kind of everything that makes you so cool and amazing and badass. And I think your person senses that it's somewhere in there. You just haven't shown it to them yet. It's like they can tell. They can tell there's something more to you. They can tell there's something deeper to you. They can tell that you have a lot more gifts than you let on, that you have a lot more strengths and a lot more light in you than you let on. They can tell that it's in there, and they're so drawn to you for that. I'm also just seeing how the way that the cat has caught this mouse, this might just be a message for a few of you, but I feel like the current relationship that you have to your person is something that you once wished for. And so when it happened, you might have felt like a cat that caught a mouse. I'm not saying like you're a cat and your person's a mouse, although you could be like Year of the Rat, one of you, Year of the Rat or Year of the Rabbit, because the cat is equivalent to the Year of the Rabbit. But okay, like for example, let's say you go to this coffee shop and the barista's really cute, and you're always like talking to your best friend about it. Like, oh my gosh, they're so cute. I want to ask them out. Is that weird? And maybe you've been talking about this for weeks. And then the one day you finally get up the courage to start talking to them, and you ask them out and they say yes. And you're texting your friend like, oh my gosh, they said yes. So it's like, you maybe didn't tell them about all of that lore of like, the time that you spent wishing and hoping and plotting how you're going to approach them, or maybe even talking to your friends about it. It feels like there's some backstory about how you've been wanting to pursue them, or your experience of the connection that you might not show to them. And the fact that you feel very victorious that you're able to be in this position with them now. I also just noticed there's a mouse on the floor. So like this cat needs to come down and get that mouse. And that's what they've done in this card. They came down and got the mouse. So the mouse could also just be representative of the things that you want. And you have to come down. You have to get out of your head in order to get it. And it's not, the things that you want, they're not just gonna come to you. Like the mouse isn't gonna climb up the curtain. It's like you have to go and get it. And whatever you want in this life, I feel like your person's gonna encourage you and hold you accountable to go after it. It's so funny. I could see them hyping you up and praising you, but almost in a way that sounds like scolding. If you're like, I have this dream, but I don't think I can do it because I'm not XYZ enough. And then being like, no, you stop that. Like, you're amazing now. Like, you go out there and get it. Don't be messing around. And you're like, okay, I'm sorry. I'll believe in myself. It's kind of sweet, actually. There's also something coming through about like cooking or food or a home cooked meal. Something about yours or this person's love language could have to do with food. Like if I cook you a meal, that's a really big sign that I love you. That's how I show I care about you. Or like if I introduce you to my favorite foods or my culture foods, it's a sign of love. On your person's end, we have the Tower. Okay, and then, so this is for what they do show. And then what they don't show is the Five of Wands. Okay, this is actually, I don't know if I've ever in a reading pulled the Tower card and been like, oh, hee hee. But that's just the vibe that this Tower card is giving me. Look at how dramatic this cat is being. Your person, group number 2, is trying to get you to take some leap of faith in your life. You might not be really showing it to them, but they can tell. They can tell there's so much fire and gifts and amazingness in you that wants to come out. They can tell that you're a force to be reckoned with. I'm hearing that you're extremely talented, and they want you to go after your dreams and goals. And there's something that you're just not going for it. And they're thinking, how can they get you to go for it? And so you're this cat that's hanging on the curtain and not coming down. They are freaking free falling out of a tower. And the way I see this is that they are trying to really ham up them coming out of their own comfort zone as a way to try to encourage you, or them like taking leaps of faith. And they may even look at your situation with an attitude of, I should be the change that I want to see. You know, so if they're looking at you and thinking, oh my gosh, group number 2 is so amazing, but I see them holding back, and I see them staying in their comfort zone, and I see them not going after or not creating opportunities for themselves. If they're reflecting like this, then they will turn that back on themselves and say, well, let me take a look at myself. Am I also holding myself back? Am I also not going after the opportunities that I could? And so they're kind of in this introspective energy, and in some way you've inspired them, or you've made them realize that like, I gotta practice what I preach. So I gotta go after my dreams too. And so I think they've been more in a bold energy of pursuing goals, putting themselves out there, trying to make opportunities happen. And there's something about them kind of exaggerating it, or I keep wanting to say like they're a ham, like hamming it up like for you. So, and they're trying to kind of inspire you to do the same in some way. And then for what they're not showing, we have the Five of Wands. So they could have a little bit of jealousy. This could be jealousy in the sense of like they're envious of some of your talents or envious of what you've accomplished. But honestly, that's not the first thing that came to my mind. It was more that they could get jealous because, like, jealous of the competition. They might feel like there's competition when it comes to winning you over, or when it comes to being with you. They might perceive that you have other options or other suitors. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. They might just perceive it that way. Like, oh, I'm sure group number 2 has so many people interested in them, and I don't know if I measure up to them, kind of thing. So yeah, I think that might be something that they don't show, because it's like, I'm thinking of that. It's one of the Jonas Brothers. Is it Nick Jonas who sings that song that's like, I still get jealous, there isn't it beautiful, and everybody wants a taste, that's why I still get jealous. I think that's Nick Jonas. And I think I think that song is in the key of D. Let me just see. Yes, it is Nick Jonas. And yes, it is D. Well, it says B minor, but that's D major, same thing. That's the note of, well, it's not really the same thing, but anyway, same scale. That feels like sacral chakra energy. So they could have, I mean, it makes a lot of sense because I think they have a lot of intuitive feelings and gut feelings about you. You really help them to lean into their intuition. But I also think it could be indicating sexual energy or tension or attraction that exists between the two of you. A desire for more intimacy, definitely, and inspiration. But yeah, they might feel like they have competition or feel a little bit jealous of you in some way, or jealous of your other suitors, whether they're real or imagined. Yeah, okay, so let's get into the cards for future events. What is okay. We have the Three of Cups, and you see how quickly that came out before I could even finish my sentence. That does lead me to believe this is something that would happen very soon. Something that might happen very soon is you could meet this person at a party. You could be hanging out with this person and mutual friends, if you have mutual friends. Or you could be going out with them in a kind of celebratory or partying or merrymaking way. You could also be discovering a mutual connection that you have that you didn't know about before. Like, oh, I didn't know we were both friends with this person. I didn't know that we both know this person. So that's something that's happening very soon. What else? What's happening in the future with group number 2 and their person? We have the Death card. Then we have the Magician. Then we have the Knight of Swords. And then the Six of Pentacles. I'm also going to take the bottom. Okay, yeah. This makes sense. Bottom of the deck energy is the Nine of Wands. So let's just do a spoiler with the Six of Pentacles. This would be a yes answer for will you end up together? But at the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Wands. So you will get together if you don't give up. And judging from here, there's probably going to be something that makes you want to give up, or you feel like is a reason to give up. You or your person might be feeling that way. And if you don't let that discourage you and you keep going anyway, then that is how you would end up together. Yeah. There's a couple of different ways that I can interpret this Three of Cups and Death card energy. So please feel free to claim one or the other, or perhaps even in some way, both of them could make sense for you. But yes, I definitely think you're going to see each other in person very soon. It may be the first time that you've seen each other in a while. It does feel like you might have some life updates to give to each other. Now, when it comes to the Death card, this is the one that's like two different ways to interpret it. One of them is maybe not a message that people want to hear, but I will say it anyway. This meeting could possibly end in a not very good way, or just in a kind of messy way, that one or both of you is worried that you missed your chance. The example that came to my mind was, for example, if you did meet them at a party, and then, this is just a hypothetical example, right? But like, let's say you did meet them at a party, but then you had one too many drinks and you started crying, or you just you got really messy, or you said something that you regret later, or maybe you wanted to tell them how you feel, but then someone else got messy, and so you had to just take care of them instead of focusing on the connection with your person. And you know, when the Three of Cups is present, I do sometimes think that there is drinking involved. So that could be what it is for some of you, but there's just a sense of, we started off really excited that we were going to see them, but it just didn't end well. It didn't end the way that we wanted to. And it feels like something messy happened, or someone messed something up. They spoke or behave in a way that they regret, and they feel like, oh my gosh, this is over. That's how it's coming through. But then with the Magician, this represents a determination to fix things. And we have that Nine of Wands, which says don't give up. And that's, you know, that's why I say this isn't set in stone. Because if this messy thing happened, you could easily say, like, oh my God, let's say something really embarrassing happened, and then you're like, okay, I'm blocking them, I'm never talking to them again because I'm too embarrassed. You could do that if you wanted to and not get together with them. But if you are determined and you say, I'm going to fix this, I'm not going to give up, then you will end up together. So, and if this is them, if it's them who's getting embarrassed, or if it's them who's being messy, or if it's them who is like, it's not going according to their plan, then this is to let you know that they won't give up and they will try to make it right. So all of that I just said is one interpretation. The other one, this will be more specific. I think this is more like if there's a third party involved, like if one of you was in a relationship, this would be like you are seeing each other after a while, and like, let's say your person was seeing someone. You see each other after a while and you learn that they have ended things with that person. And then you're like, oh my gosh. So they're free now. So we have a chance. That's another way of interpreting this. Seeing each other and then learning that there has been an ending in someone's life that now creates a possibility for you to be together. It could even be you, like maybe you broke up with someone, and then when your person learns this, they're like, oh my gosh, group 2 is single now. Or it could even be something like they were going to move far away, and the next time you see them, you're like, oh, so you must be getting ready to move, huh? And they're like, oh no, that's not happening anymore. Something is ending or not following through, and that gives you a chance. It's something like that. But whatever the case may be, I feel like the Magician represents a determination to make things work, a determination to manifest the desired outcome. And then the Knight of Swords indicates making a move, coming forward to communicate. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, which is like the coming together in reciprocated feelings, mutually making effort to make the connection work, an agreement. A lot of the time the Six of Pentacles has scales on it. So it's like balance, harmony, reciprocity. The 6, it's love, harmony, and then Pentacles, it means something real and something tangible. So this is a really good sign for entering into a stable, committed relationship and like having something real with this person. But there's gonna be something messy first. Like a messy ending or something not turning out as you hoped. And the key is to not give up when that happens, and to stay determined. There have been, like in my life, there have been situations where I made a bad first impression with someone, but then we ended up being friends. But if I was like, oh my gosh, I made a bad impression, I'm so embarrassed, I'm just gonna avoid them forever now, then we wouldn't be such close friends like we are now. So, you know, don't let whatever didn't go right get you down, you know? And if it's your person, then this is to let you know they won't give up. Yeah. So that is what I'm seeing. Lovely, I love it. Okay, we're gonna go into the extended now. Because we got a yes answer, then we're gonna see, is there any way that you could speed up this process of getting together with your person? Is there any way you could facilitate it? And if so, how? What will it be like once you are together with them? And any significant time frames or significant places you should know about pertaining to your connection. So if that sounds good to you and you would like to join me in the extended, I'm gonna have that linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment of this video. However, if you're gonna leave the reading here, I wanna say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings, just like this one. I think we have 100, more than 100 on Patreon at this point. So if you want to access all of those and decide on the topics for future readings, you can do so from the link down below. And I'll also link my music channel, which includes the intro song at the start of this video that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release link down below, and finally my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to your higher self, to your person, to their higher self, and to your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi, number threes. So if you guys chose the White Cat and the Illusori Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So here is the full breakdown of the reading we're doing today. We have the reading here on YouTube as well as an extended. Here on YouTube, we're going to start by seeing the highest potential of the connection between you and your person. Then we are going to take a look at your current energies. We'll look at the energy between the two of you as well as your current energy and your person's current energy. And we're gonna see both what you do show to each other and what you don't show to each other to get the full picture of what is really going on between the two of you. And then finally, we are going to move into the future. So we're gonna be pulling cards and sort of creating a timeline that goes from now into the future, and see if you will ultimately end up together with your person. So that's the reading here on YouTube. Then in the extended, it will depend on the outcome that we see here, what is covered in the extended. So if we do see that you're likely to end up with your person, then we're gonna see, is there anything you could do to speed up or facilitate this process? And if so, what is your advice for doing that? What will it be like once you are together in a relationship with your person? And any significant time frames or places that you should know about pertaining to your connection. If we see that it's not likely you'll end up together, then we will see if there's anything you could do to change this outcome, and if so, how would you do that? What is next for you? So any possible new developments, new offers coming your way, and then finally, same as before, significant time frames and places that you should know about. So this is the full reading that we are going to be doing today. Thank you so much for being here, and let's get into it. The first thing we are going to see is the highest potential of this connection between you and your person. So for our tarot card, we have the Magician, which is also called the Witch in this deck, and we have Magic. I feel like this is a pretty straightforward message, but it could be interpreted in different ways for different people. 222, as I'm saying this, I actually saw 111 as well when I was explaining the breakdown of the reading, but I didn't want to like interrupt the explanation. But yes, I saw 111 before, now I'm seeing 222. So there could be a lot of signs and synchronicities surrounding this connection. And this could be a connection that you are actively manifesting. Yeah, what was I saying? Magic. That I feel like this could be interpreted in different ways for different people, but it's really that the connection with your person feels magical. I think when you're together in your highest potential, it feels like there's really nothing else quite like it. Nothing can duplicate the energy of your connection. There's a bit of a surreal feeling as well. Perhaps when a big dream comes true, it doesn't feel quite real. When you're experiencing a rare opportunity, when it's not every day you get to do that, it could feel a little bit like a dream. Like it's hard to wrap your head around the fact that it's real and that it's actually happening. Something about being with this person could feel like that. So it could be something that already you have daydreamed about quite a bit, visualized, fantasized, wished for. I think, yeah, it's a big wish of yours, and it's coming through that if you were to end up with this person, it's like everything around you in your life would feel magical, because that magic would be contagious and it would kind of spread to all areas of your life and all of your experiences, that even the smallest thing of looking at a flower, for example, would feel magical. It's like this connection connects you back to the magic of the universe that is all around you. And it makes you realize how precious life is, but existence is how it's coming through, how precious existence is. And that you will never take any day or anything for granted. That's powerful. Okay, let's see some oracle cards. We have balance, harmony, equilibrium, equality. So I feel like this is a confirmation of the two of you being good complements for each other and balancing each other out. And we also have talents. Maybe you even have talents that complement each other. And so when you put them together, you create like a full package. And we have on the right path. There's a feeling of, if you were to end up with this person, it would sort of be like a confirmation that you're on the right path, or a confirmation that you are doing the right things, or that you have done something right. Yeah. Okay, let's just dive right into the tarot. We're just gonna get right into it and see what the current energies are between you and your person. I will just say right off the bat, and I just saw 555. That's the third angel number we've seen since starting this reading. I will say that the energy of this group feels a bit different than the other ones. So we will see how it plays out. Okay, we're gonna start with the current energy between the two of you. We have the Eight of Pentacles with prudence. The cards are coming out really quickly, and they're not really shooting out, they're just like tumbling out. I don't know why, but that makes me think of destiny, just because maybe it's because like I don't really have to try to make the cards come out. They just kind of naturally tumble out. I don't know, something about that made me think of like fate or destiny. For the energy that you do show to your person, we have the Nine of Wands. I almost thought this was the Strength card at first because the keyword is strength, but this is the Nine of Wands. What is the energy that you don't show to your person? wholeness, the world. What is the energy that your person does show to you? We have defeat with the Five of Swords, or the Five of Swords with defeat, I should say. And then what is the energy that your person does not show to you? And again, it just fell out naturally, and it was 2 at the same time. The Six of Pentacles with the keyword success, and the Knight of Cups with the word trust. I just wanted to mention that there's like a very specific astrological combination here that could be significant for some of you, but there's Sun in Virgo and Moon in Sagittarius. And for some reason, I felt like mentioning that. There's also, this has Venus on it, but I'm pretty sure Six of Pentacles is the Moon in Taurus. But Venus in Taurus could be significant as well. Yeah, these have like different, like Five of Swords. This says Mars in Scorpio, but Mars in Scorpio is the Five of Cups. It's a creative deck. It's unconventional. Maybe there is even a message in there for you. Maybe you or your person are living a life that is kind of unconventional, that kind of goes against the grain. Or maybe you find that the nature of this connection cannot really be, yeah. I have this image of somebody feeling like this connection is really, really special. I feel like there's a strong soul connection here, but I'm not really sure what it is. And then this person goes to look, I don't know, maybe they go online or they just kind of hear these narratives in the community of like a soulmate connection is like this, and this, and these are the signs of it. A twin flame connection is like this, and this. A karmic is like this. And they read through these things and they're like, I don't really think that our connection fits into any of these boxes. Like, I don't think it neatly fits into any of these conventional labels. So you may not really want to label this connection. You just feel that it's very personal to you. And all you need to know is that it's special and that's kind of enough for you. Or maybe that's something that your spiritual team wants you to know. So getting into, let's get into this middle card. The current energy between the two of you. We have the Eight of Pentacles with Prudence. When I first saw the Eight of Pentacles, it could mean that you work together or you have similar professions or similar interests or similar gifts. We did have that message about your talents complementing each other, so that would kind of make sense. But the first feeling that it gave me is that it seems like your connection has kind of been in the same place for a long time. The word plateau is coming to my mind. I don't really like that because it has a negative connotation. Well, maybe some of you feel negatively about it. Maintaining would be another word for this. Like, we're not really getting closer. And 1111, I just saw, we're not really getting closer, but we're also not really drifting apart. We're just kind of maintaining, and we've been at this level for a long time. Some of you may even have the experience of, if you do your own readings or if you watch other readings, you might kind of see the same prediction coming out again and again of like, this is what's going to happen, but it just kind of stays in the same place. Stagnation might be a way that you describe it as well. You may feel like you're learning the same lessons over and over, or healing the same things over and over, going through the same patterns and cycles with this person. We have the keyword of prudence, and I wonder if, because this is in the middle, so it's like, if anyone's holding back, it would be both of you. Both of you. And, for myself, I can think of many things that I want, but I don't act on them. And that's why I don't always agree I understand the sentiment of if they want to, they would. And I understand the importance of recognizing that sometimes, like if somebody is not making an effort. But I feel like this is more like a refraining. It's not like I'm not making effort because I don't care. It's like for some reason I'm refraining from moving forward. Maybe both of you don't know how to move forward, or both of you feel like it's not my place to initiate. Maybe both of you feel like I don't even know if there's a way to move forward. Both of you are waiting for the other. It's like, it's that kind of vibe. And then we just kind of, we're stuck. Okay, there it is. I said we're stuck. So we're stalling. And we're not doomed to stay here. That's important. But we've just kind of been, I'm thinking of if an author was writing a book and they wrote the book up to chapter 6 and then they just stopped writing it. That doesn't mean the book is over. It still has chapter 7, 8, 9. They just haven't written it yet. And so they're just kind of sitting on chapter 6. And at any point they could resume. They could keep writing the story. But it feels like nothing has been added. Nothing's been added to the story for a long time. I'm also thinking of like when everybody was waiting for Rihanna to drop another album. And like, we're just kind of like, what's gonna happen? It's been years, you know? I see memes about GTA 6 that it hasn't come out. I don't know that's like Grand Theft Auto, I'm pretty sure. I don't know the lore behind that, but it's like, there is something more. It just hasn't come out yet, or it hasn't been written yet. Those kind of analogies are coming through, but it's not gone. It's not over. We're just kind of sitting here, and that's okay. Like I can't talk. In the example of the author writing their book, it's their book. They can take as long as they want to write it. Nobody can tell them you should be on chapter 10 by now. It's not your book. So this is your story. And so if you wanted to, you could just stay here. But there might always be a feeling of unfinished business. So over on your side, when I said unfinished business, I looked up and saw 1515, which is the number of the devil. That might be significant. For the energy that you show your person, we have the 9 of Wands with strength. So I would say your person is aware that you care about them and that you're interested in them. They may be aware that it feels like you are holding back. Some of you could be actively avoiding Yumi's barking. So I was just saying that some of you may be actively avoiding this connection. And then just as I was saying that, Yumi started barking upstairs. So I brought her down here. You will probably hear her snoring and snorting as she's doing now. But I feel like there's a message in there because she wants my attention. She wants to be close to me. And I do feel in some way this connection is asking for your attention right now, or this person's higher self is asking for your focus and attention. And I do feel that some of you may be actively avoiding this connection. Now, when I say this, you might be thinking like, no, Kino, I'm not. Like, I really want this connection. But I have the feeling that for some of you, your actions or your energy may be telling a different story. On your person's side, we have the 5 of Swords, and we see this image of someone whispering into someone else's ear, but they're whispering away from you. And so this kind of gives a feeling of your person talking about you to other people in their life. I don't know if this is something that they have shown you, or perhaps it's just something that you suspect that they're doing, but I do feel like this is a confirmation that not only does your person think about you, but they are also actively talking about you to others. And it could even be in a situation where they just bring you up in passing. So I don't know, for example, we've been talking about writing a book and author. So let's say, for example, you're an author, they might just bring up in passing when they're talking to someone like, oh, I know somebody who's an author and blah, blah, blah. And so they're kind of indirectly talking about you, but they enjoy to bring you up in this way because it just reminds them of you. It makes them feel closer to you. And then for others of you, it could be that they are specifically like by your name, mentioning you by name and talking about you to other people who know you or know of you. Yeah, I think that's being confirmed to you because I feel like you probably suspected that they were doing that. We have the keyword of defeat. So I do think that your person may be feeling a little bit pessimistic about the connection right now. And I mean, I would say that within this connection, both of you have your days of being optimistic about it and you have your days of being pessimistic about it. But because this is the current energy, this is letting us know that they currently are not feeling so great. So maybe they are feeling frustrated or discouraged about this kind of plateau or stagnation. But then it's like, instead of talking to you about it, they are talking to other people in their life and maybe asking for advice about what they should do. But in some way you are showing them, or they know that you must be thinking about them. So it's kind of this weird dynamic where you're thinking about each other, you both suspect that the other is thinking about you, and yet neither of you are doing things to make the connection move forward. We have the Eight of Pentacles can be about like working hard and working on something and mastering something. And if you do resonate with avoiding this connection, or maybe your person is avoiding it, you may use work or keeping busy as a way to do that. We have the world here, and the world, as it says, it has a sense of wholeness, of completion. I'm hearing like the full picture of something. In terms of what you haven't shown your person, I don't know if it's necessarily one specific thing. I think that there's just a lot of sides to you, a lot of aspects of you, a lot of your story that you just haven't been able to share with your person yet because of a lack of time together, or it just wasn't the right opportunity to do that. But you may be aware that what your person has seen of you so far is just one facet of you, is just one aspect of you. There's something about your person not having the full picture or the full truth of who you are, and you wanting to show them that. I'm hearing like there's more to me. There's more to me than you have seen up until now. There is more depth to me. There is more well-roundedness to me. You maybe you've only interacted with your person in very specific type of settings or under very specific types of circumstances that only really allow for certain parts of you to come forward. Maybe you've been hiding them because of like a shyness or a nervousness, but that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting with this world, representing that which you do not show. And then with what your person doesn't show you, we have trust with the Knight of Cups, and we have success with the Six of Pentacles. I feel like your person might have a spiritual side to them, or a spiritual belief about this connection that they haven't really been super open about. When I see this person closing their eyes and the music like going into their ears or going through them, it makes me think of someone who's receiving signs and receiving messages from music. So this person may hear songs that remind them of you, or hear lyrics in songs and feel like you are speaking to them, or just in general, as they go about their life, they experience things that they really think is a sign of you. I also think that when this... Yumi-chan, urusai no. I might have to put her on my lap if she keeps barking. Because she's needy and she wants my attention. And I feel like that's a sign. Like, you are wanting each other's attention, or this this connection is wanting your attention. She's saying yes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put this baby on my lap. You are such a spoiled baby, Small. You are so spoiled. Oh. Oh, now she's licking me. Baby. She wasn't doing this for the other group, so this is kind of like specific behavior to your group. But yeah, I think that there's things that they experience that they would really feel are signs and messages from you, and they might not communicate that to you. And they may have, like I said, spiritual beliefs about this connection and what you mean to them that they haven't really been open about. Again, either because they haven't had the opportunity to do so, or there may have been a shyness or a nervousness there. And honestly, I think that beneath all of the nerves and apprehension, and this may be something that's true for both of you, but beneath all the nerves and apprehension, something deep down inside them tells them that everything is going to be okay and things will happen when the time is right. And maybe that is why neither of you are pushing it. Like, maybe you're waiting for the universe to make the next move. Maybe you have a sense of this isn't divine timing yet. But I feel like they're more spiritually tapped in to the truth of this connection than they may have outwardly shown you. And this person has stronger psychic abilities than what they have shown you. There's also a lot about you that they would be able to empathize with, but they haven't shown this to you because you haven't. It's like you have to show them all the aspects of you first, and then they can show you that they empathize with you. There may be certain things that are in your shadows that you hide away, that you are scared to show, but if you were to show them to this person, they would say, oh yeah, I'm the same. Or like something about your past, for example, that you were maybe embarrassed or ashamed about. And if you were to reveal it to them, they would say, oh yeah, I had that experience in the past too. I was exactly like you. I had that same personality and I went through XYZ experiences. There may be a lot about your journeys that are more similar, and it's specifically coming through in this way that your person is able to relate to you and able to empathize with you in a way that you might not see or understand right now. Yeah, the energy of this group is definitely hitting different. So we're gonna get into the next row of cards and see what is in the future between you and your person. I'm very curious about this. Let's see. What is in the future between group number 3 and their person? So funny, the spot that Yumi's licking on my arm, it's on my tattoo that says, "'Cause we're going nowhere." And I feel like that's how you guys might be feeling right now. Which, by the way, this is a song called Circles. That's why I put it around my arm, because it's like in a circle. The artist is Nero. If you feel Nero, if you feel called to that song, there might be a message for you in it. Actually, I'll link it down below if you would like to listen to it. I'm also noticing that these cards for the future are taking their sweet time to come out, further lending itself to the energy of stalling and stagnation. I feel like this one has been a long time coming, group number 3. We have letting go with the 8 of Cups. Meditation, Knight of Pentacles. possibilities, Two of Wands, the Sun, innocence. The artist Nero that I just mentioned, they also have a song called Innocence. Innocence, you'll never be mine. I feel like that's the only lyrics in it. But anyway. And then we have the Four of Cups turning in. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Pentacles with worry. So, yeah, based on this current energy, it doesn't look likely, but then I feel like, oh, come on, like, you gotta, you know what I mean? So this is not like a, well, actually you don't gotta, but there's that kind of like, no, but there's feelings of regret, or no, but there's feelings of what if, no, but it's not, is it really over, question mark? It's like that kind of energy. It's not like a, no, this is not in your highest good. No, the universe does not work in your favor. No, but like, it's not like that. It's like a, we didn't make it work this time, or we chose a different path this time. It's that kind of feeling. And I think that when I see the Five of Pentacles, this is material lack, or in other words, the way it's coming through in this reading is worldly lack. And so there's this feeling of having a strong soul connection that has not really rooted itself in the 3D physical reality in the way that your human selves are craving. And there's this feeling of, at the end of the day, maybe the spiritual connection isn't enough to keep my 3D human self committed to this journey. You know, I need someone here with me right now. I want to experience that feeling of having someone in my life in the flesh and seeing them consistently, having consistent opportunities to get close to them, and like something real, something tangible. And I feel like right now this connection is lacking that tangible aspect, that 3D progress. And I think that knowing that soul bond is there is beautiful, but it's like, I don't want to just live off of that. And I don't want the beauty of our soul bond to be conditional on whether or not we end up together in the 3D, if that makes sense. So it feels like one or both of you saying like, this is not enough. And the fact that this ends with turning in, you know, that's, you turn in when you're done. Like you're calling it a day, you're throwing in the towel. That's kind of the feeling. And the fact that this is a 5 is such a ambivalent number. Like it could go either way. So it feels like a no that's kind of inconclusive. It's like, I'm going to let go, but deep down, I don't know if this is ever really over. So it's a no for now, or it's a no that is inconclusive. It's a no because we just feel like we can't keep going. It just kind of feels like that type of connection. Letting go is a very straightforward message. And it's interesting that there's a robot with a heart. I feel like, because this could be interpreted in a couple of different ways. It could be that continuing to just truck on and continuing to just hope for this connection, it feels like you're forcing yourself to be a robot and shut down to your emotions of disappointment and frustration, maybe entering into that, like, you know, love and light, good vibes, everything's gonna be okay. maybe going into that energy feels like you're forcing yourself to be a robot, when in reality, like the raw human side of you does feel disappointed or does feel frustrated. But I mean, for others of you, you might feel like letting go makes you feel like a robot, because it's like you're pretending not to care. It's so complicated emotionally, eh? Like no matter what you choose, your emotions surrounding it are going to be so complicated. But it looks like in the near future, you or your person is deciding to let go, like emotionally deciding to let go. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is like making consistent efforts. It feels like it's not something you can just decide to do and then it ends and it's over. You have to really like make an effort to let go. You have to not give up. It's that feeling of like, I'm going to move on from my ex, and so I can't be calling them when I'm listening to these sad songs, or I can't be calling them in the middle of the night, or I can't be looking at things that remind me of them. I can't be having things in my house that remind me of them. It's like a constant practice of ridding things from your physical surroundings that remind you of them. And maybe you have to do something that's kind of symbolic, I'm hearing, like a ritual that is kind of symbolic. Maybe you're deleting things or burning things, I'm hearing, or doing some kind of ritual because you've made this decision that you want to let go. This could even be something that you've done recently. Like, I know we're talking about future events, but this could be something that you're currently doing or something that you've done recently. And then we have possibilities, and the Two of Wands, it's definitely a card of exploring other options. And I often talk about adjacent things or like diverging off the path with the Two of Wands. So you could be exploring other options for someone to be in a relationship with, exploring other potential connections, and maybe finding someone who is quite similar, like in personality and in energy to this person, but who is actually consistently present in your life and eager and enthusiastic to move things forward with you and really demonstrates their emotions, or I'm hearing is in a place to demonstrate their emotions. Because for some of you, I feel like it's a bit more complicated than your person didn't want to make an effort. It feels a bit more complicated than that. There may be external factors that are in the way, but in any case, you're a human with human needs, and you want like a body next to you. You want to talk to someone. You want to have like physical contact with someone. You want them to be consistently there. And even the fact that this is Taurus is about the physical world. It's about the senses. And so I feel like this is really you, and letting go of Pisces, letting go of the non-tangible, intangible, whatever it is, letting go of the woo-woo kind of thing. It's like, I don't want to just live off a soul bond. As long as I'm in this human body, I want to experience a human relationship with a human. I feel like that's the choice you're eventually going to come to. And it doesn't mean that your connection with your person is over, because I don't think it's ever really over. It just may be that for now, like for this chapter of your life or for this incarnation, we are exploring other possibilities. We're exploring other connections. And I do think with the Sun that if you were to at least open your heart to other options, you would find someone who really makes you happy, as long as you're looking for it. The Four of Cups can sometimes talk about not seeing a blessing or not seeing an opportunity that is in front of you because like you just don't want to see it. And I think sometimes when you've been hung up on a person for a long time, it's like your heart doesn't want to see the other options. So you may go through a period for a while or maybe you're just not interested in other possibilities at first. But I really do think that someone new someday is going to come along and make you very happy. Or you might notice that another person who's already in your life makes you very, very happy. This really seems like letting go and choosing to be happy in a different connection that gives you what you need in the 3D, like that meets your 3D needs, or that meets your human needs. And that's I really want to say that's the happiness that you deserve. So we are going to go into the extended now, where we're going to see, is there anything you could do to change this outcome? If that is something you would like to know, we're going to see how you would be able to do that. We are going to see what's next for you. We did get a little taste of that here, that there is possibility for a connection with a new person, but we're going to look deeper into that, see what new offers are coming in. And then we are going to see significant time frames and significant places pertaining to your journey. So if that sounds good to you and you'd like to join me in the extended, I'm going to have that link down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment of this video. However, if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings just like this one. And you can also decide on topics for future readings. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release link down below. And finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to your higher self, to your person, to your person's higher self, to your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!